Yo.
Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Jermall Charlo says he's willing to fight Canelo Alvarez in Mexico. And to be quite honest with you, who at 160 wouldn't be willing to fight Canelo at 160? He's the biggest name at that weight. But let's go ahead and get into Jermall Charlo's statement before we kind of break it down and give our thoughts about what he's saying. I really want to fight Canelo. I want to fight Canelo more than I want to fight Gennady Golovkin. It's a matter of time. He's got to stop getting manipulated by the network and call my name. We could work something out. Trust me. I will fight him there in Mexico. I love Mexico. Jermall Charlo's statement. Let's take a moment to think about that. Why would Canelo Alvarez call your name when Canelo Alvarez is the champion at 160 minus one belt, which is held by Demetrius Andrade? He's the A-side in every equation. Therefore, he doesn't need to call anyone's name out. He doesn't typically do that anyway. He doesn't call people out by name. He fights twice a year, and if your number gets pulled like the lottery, you're good to go. Now, do I want to see Jermall Charlo versus Canelo Alvarez? Absolutely. I like Jermall Charlo. Hell, I even like Canelo Alvarez sometimes when he's not cheating. But we got to break down Jermall Charlo for a moment because we have to ask ourselves, well, what have you really done to deserve a fight with Canelo Alvarez? Let's be honest. What has he done? You know, he moved up from 154 to 160. He had a good win over Julian Williams. You know, he fought. Okay, so Julian Williams was his last good win. Let's be honest. He knocked Julian Williams out. Then he moved up to 160. He fought Jorge Highland, right? This is the guy who could even bend his legs during the fight. Okay? Technical knockout there. Then he fought Hugo Centeno Jr., you know, a guy. I got nothing nice to say about Centeno Jr., but I'm going to keep my mouth shut about him. He got his ass beat, so he got knocked the fuck out. Then he fought Korobov. Now, this was the night where Jermall Charlo's brother, Jermall Charlo, had lost in a fight prior to him, but that's no excuse. It was a hard-fought fight against Matt Korobov. However, Charlo ended up winning that fight by unanimous decision. Now, once again, he's fighting for his first time in 2019. We're already in June. He's fighting Brandon Adams, a guy who's 21-2. So I expect Jermall Charlo to beat Brandon Adams fairly easily, to be honest. I say he's got the lesser of the two opponents when you think about Jermall Charlo's next fight. But this fight will be taking place in Houston. But do you kind of see the theme of fighters we're naming off here? Highland, Centeno Jr., Korobov, none of which are too spectacular, right? What has he done to warrant a fight with Canelo Alvarez? Now, again, I want to see Charlo fight Canelo. Trust me, I want to see that shit. But I'm still wondering, what has he done to win the lottery? When you've got a guy like Triple G who's out there, Demetrius Andrade has a belt, he could go that route and unify and become undisputed at 160, which would make the most sense to me. But let's take a look at Canelo Alvarez for a moment. We can look at his last few fights. In fact, I would say that Canelo Alvarez's entire body of work is besting Jermall Charlo's body of work. Now, we know Canelo's the cash cow. Is it simply that people don't want to get in the ring with Jermall Charlo? I mean, his last few fights, Danny Jacobs, Rocky Fielding. Now, Rocky Fielding, that was a bullshit fight. That was bullshit. He fought Triple G twice. For whatever reason, people want to give Triple G the last fight. I thought Canelo won that fight pretty convincingly, in my opinion. The first fight I thought was a little bit more controversial. I had Golovkin winning that fight. You know, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., you know, he came in there for a paycheck. Liam Smith, I knew he was going to beat the shit out of Liam Smith. He knocked him out. Amir Khan, we knew Amir Khan was going to get knocked out. In fact, I called around he was going to knock him out in. He beat Miguel Cotto, James Kirkland, Erislandy Lara, Alfredo Angulo, Floyd Mayweather, Austin Trout. I mean, the only loss he has on his record is against Floyd Mayweather. And everybody loses to Floyd Mayweather. But his overall body of work is more impressive than Jermall Charlo's. He's seen more styles than Jermall Charlo has seen. Now, the one thing I will say about Jermall Charlo is I think he's hungry, man. I think that's the one thing that separates the two. He's hungry. He wants to go in there. He has a lot to prove. I think he'll fare a lot better than Danny Jacobs and any of these other few guys he fought in the last 4 or 5 fights. Jermall Charlo's hungry, okay? Now, is he the best fighter at 160? That remains to be seen. Currently, Canelo Alvarez is the best fighter at 160. You know, I'm not sold on Demetrius Andrade. I'm really not. You know, Billy Joe Saunders went into hiding, failing drug tests when he was the one who was criticizing Canelo for failing the drug test. Canelo's the best fighter at 160 at this moment until he loses. Triple G's looking to get a third fight with Canelo. He's looking for another payday. But we do want to see Canelo fight someone new, someone refreshing. So we do want to see him fight a Jermall Charlo or Demetrius Andrade. Demetrius Andrade has done more to secure a fight with Canelo than Charlo has. I hate to say it, because I like the Charlo brothers. I like the fact that they talk shit. I like the fact that they're very entertaining, you know. And until most recently, I mean, they were undefeated. His brother was an undefeated fighter, but we could chalk that up to bad scoring. I'm looking forward to watching Jermall Charlo knock Brandon Adams out, and he's got to beat Brandon Adams convincingly. He's got to, man. So if he doesn't beat Brandon Adams convincingly, after that fight, you got to call Canelo out. You got to start going to Canelo's fights, man, especially if you don't get the next one. Like, I didn't even see you at the last fight he had against Jacobs. You were supposed to be running up in that ring saying, I got next. You got to put yourself in the position to, you got to make the people talk about you. All right? The people ain't really talking about you like that. After your brother lost and you had that subpar performance, people stopped talking about the Charlo brothers. But I'm going to talk about the Charlo brothers because they're entertaining and they talk mad shit. And they knock people out. Beat Brandon Adams convincingly, call out Canelo. Maybe you'll have a shot at fighting him in September. I mean, what? June, July, August, September. You know, that's 3 months away. So Canelo, honestly, Canelo's probably going to try and go for a title or Triple G. He could beat Triple G. Triple G's going to lose if he fights Canelo for a third time. That's easy work. But if he picks Charlo for September, I'll be excited. I just don't think he deserves the fight at the moment because he hasn't really beaten anybody at 160. He hasn't proven himself at 160 with the level of competition he's been fighting, and that's just the truth. Not a knock against Charlo because he's beat everyone they put in front of him. Is Demetrius Andrade going to step up? Will Canelo pick Charlo? We don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Hitman Boxing, drop a comment, like the video. Let me know what you think about Charlo calling out Canelo and telling Canelo that he needs to call him out when Canelo really doesn't have to call him out because he's the man. He's the cash cow. All routes lead to him. Hitman Boxing, I'm out.
This world will bring you down with mass confusion and complexities, but I am the master of my fate and captain of my soul, you see. Stuck in the mentalities that says one thing and does another, oh, the contradictories. That's when I visit my utopia of Capricornia to be free. Most would say that's not normal, but for me, life is but a dream and your reality is what it seems. I'm sitting in the crib I found on Craigslist, staring out in space, scheming what my next move is. I'm thinking that it's time to move west. No idea what I'm doing, I'm just trying my best. Not exactly where I thought I'd be. Honestly, a 9 to 5 never was in my dreams. I've been feeling all alone lately. Nothing I ain't used to since 88 as a baby. When I came up out the womb, everybody knew it was something special about me that fills a room. I never understood it, but my OG told me it's a blessing. I should use it to the fullest. And that's what I've been trying to do. But it's hard to keep a smile on your face while paying dues. Damn, it's hella cloudy in the room, and the shadow of reality is darkest when it glooms.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me, surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.
I had a suicide dream about a month ago, while I was sleeping on the couch in my parental's house. That's when I knew that it was time for me to up and go. So I booked it, couple friends took it personal. Like, why you just up and go? Ain't even bother to tell nobody, that's rude, bro. It was unintentional. Conversations with myself, I need a hospital. I think I've gone bipolar. Half of me is conservative and the other stoner. I think I lost the love that I had from a good girl. The temp is negative 18, yeah, that's a cold world. Janis Joplin that's playing on my Pandora station. Cosmic blues, just some emotional life changes. Whole time, no, I gotta stop looking back, because the future's not a present, gotta get on track.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me, surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.